Now begins the recitation of the revelation word of the divine avataric master, Paramasaptana Adi Da Samraj. This is, I am eternally beyond all and all, from the Dawn Horse Testament. Ahamda Asmi, beloved, I am Da, and in truth, or in reality, there is only me. In truth, or in reality, beyond and most prior to all the self-contracting gestures of the ego I, or of body-mind-self, or of psychophysical existence altogether, there is only Da. Therefore, in truth or in reality, all is Da. You are Da. All are Da. But no separate one or separate thing or separate universe is, in and of itself, Da. Indeed, every apparently arising body-mind self, or thing, or event in the cosmic domain is merely conditionally and thus temporarily, limitedly and finitely arising. Whether or not it is, in its moment of apparent arising, observed, or even apparently controlled, and the true and very self-nature, self-condition, and self-state, or one and only heart consciousness of all and all, always already standing in the position of the inherently actionless mere witness of the body-mind self, or the anything, or the any event may at times appear to be associated with the function of observer, and even with the state of the observed body-mind self, thing or event, but the observer function is not really the case, or the inherent, or always already case, nor is any apparently observed state of body-mind self, thing, or event, either constant, whether waking or dreaming or sleeping, is the apparent case, or necessary at all times and places, and in all states, whether waking or dreaming or sleeping, is the apparent case. Furthermore, if and when the merely conditional and non-constant nature of all of body-mind self, and of all things, and of all events, and of even the observer function that knows them, is, by means of my avatarically self-transmitted divine transcendental spiritual grace, really, truly, and fully found and understood and realized to be the case, it is, thereupon, by means of my avatarically self-transmitted divine transcendental spiritual grace, found and understood and realized to be inherently the case, that the witness consciousness, prior to the observer function and prior to any and every observed state of body-mind self, thing or event, is transcendently, spiritually, and always already existing as the true self-condition, always most prior to all and all, and it must, by means of my avatarically self-transmitted divine transcendental spiritual grace, be realized as the one and only and inherently bright, self-existing and self-radiant and self-evidently divine person and heart, or true self-condition and prior source condition of all and all. Therefore, apart from my own eternal and here awakened most perfect divine self-realization of my own and bright eternal self-nature, self-condition and self-state, even I, in my apparent separateness as my conditionally manifested human body mind itself, am not Da. However, I myself am Da, and by virtue of my own eternal and here awakened, most perfect divine self-realization, wherein and whereby my conditionally manifested human body mind is most perfectly conformed to me, even my avatarically born and avatarically me realizing bodily human divine form is Da, and my own eternal and here awakened, transcendental spiritual and always blessing divine presence, avatarically self-revealed by me, and avatarically self-transmitted by me, and as me is Da, and my own eternal and here awakened very and transcendental and perfectly subjective and inherently spiritual and intrinsically egoless and inherently perfect and self-evidently divine state, avatarically self-revealed by me, and avatarically self-transmitted by me, and as me is Da. And by means of these, my avatarically self-revealed divine means, of me revealing bodily human divine form, and me revealing divine transcendental spiritual presence, and me revealing divine and intrinsically egoless state, the all in all of conditionally existing beings, things and conditions is to be, and in due course, will be conformed, and at last, most perfectly conformed to me. Ahamda Asmi. Beloved, I am Da. I am one, only, non-separate, and always already the case, and I must be realized by all and all, or there is only separateness, limitation, seeking, frustration, separativeness, conflict, contradiction, illusion, difference, changes, endings, minimal pleasures, and, whether sooner or later, exclusively pleasureless and unhappy suffering, pain, bewilderment, fear, sorrow, anger, and death. And I declare to you, and promise you, and reveal to you, and prove by demonstration to you, that I can, by means of my avatarically self-transmitted divine transcendental spiritual grace, be realized by all and all, if, and only if, the ego I, and even all of body, mind, self, and all of conditional or psychophysical existence is really, truly, and most perfectly transcended in me. Aham Da Asmi. Beloved, I am Da, eternally beyond all and all, and I am the Da Avatar, Adi Da Samraj. By virtue of my real and true and most perfect divine self-realization, here and eternally of my own inherent and eternal self-condition and bright transcendental spiritual fullness, spontaneously reawakened here in the midst of the ordeal of my divine avataric descent to here, and spontaneously self-revealed here by means of my now and forever hereafter avatarically self-transmitted and thus and thereby ever emerging divine transcendental spiritual grace. I am not separate from all and all, or from even any conditionally existing being, thing, or condition of all. Therefore, if, by means of my avatarically self-transmitted divine transcendental spiritual grace, you realize me through your devotional recognition response to my divine avataric incarnation here, and to my now and forever hereafter divinely self-emerging avataric self-manifestation of my self-evidently divine transcendental spiritual body and my self-evidently divine self-condition of person, avatarically self-manifested everywhere, in and throughout the entire cosmic domain, you, by realizing me, realize the inherently perfect, bright, divine source condition, or intrinsically egoless self-condition of all and all, which is the one and only and indivisible reality and truth, and the only real causal God of all and all. Da.